Alright guys, welcome back. So this course will introduce you about the event and alarm, and also will introduce you the solution for video part. Alright, so let's start. So I think you have noticed that we have event and alarm, because for some customers, if you have ever, if you didn't try Hack Central before, you may have the question like, why do you have event and why do you have alarm? So let me write it down. I think it's better to write it down and to tell you the difference. Alright, so let's talk about the system monitor event and alarm. Okay, so the generic event is for the integration of the third-party devices. The third-party system. Alright, so if you have the third-party system like fire alarm system, you want to receive alarm information on Hack Central Pro of the third-party system, then you can go to generic event and to do the settings. And user-defined event is working for more complicated alarm scenarios. But so before that, let's talk about the system monitored event and alarm. So system monitor event, you can call it event. Anything relates to Hikvision's event. Like motion detection, call the surveillance center, and also like vehicle plate match or vehicle plate mismatch. Anything relates to Hikvision's products, please go to event. And also we have the alarm. So the difference. So before we write something down, I would like to introduce you. This is a page, for event. Source type, triggering event, and also the source. How about alarm? After I click add, you will see that source type, event, and also source. So what is the difference? So the difference is that number one, if I choose motion detection for demo, alright, so still maybe this one. Okay, and I enable action here, you will see that we have linkage actions like this. Okay, so how about alarm? So it's better to get another Hack Central server for you. Alright, so alarm. So let's take a look about the linkage actions for alarm. After I click add, alright, you will see that I need to define the arming schedule, priority, and also recipients, and additional settings like, capture picture, related map, and also trigger pop-up window, all the audible warning. So all the things here actually is about notifications, right? So the difference between event and alarm, number one, I cannot say 100 different, 100% different linkage actions, but I can say like at least they have like 70% different linkage actions. So linkage actions. If you want to be notified immediately, please go to alarm, okay? But if you want, like say, okay, if no motion detection happens, but motion detection happened a lot, I don't want to be notified immediately, but I need, the system, you should do recordings for me, then it's okay, you can go to event, okay? So that's difference one. And difference two, I think you have noticed that we have alarm center on the control panel, right? So alarm center on the control panel of the control client. So this alarm center is only for checking alarm information. So if you have event information and also this motion detection has been happened, you cannot check any information in alarm center. If you only save them as event, you can go to a place called event search to search these records, okay? So that's the two differences between event and alarm. So difference one, linkage actions. Difference two, alarm information, okay? So let's start the settings from event, okay? So motion detection, alright, select the cameras. You see that when I'm trying to find the motion detection, I can use search function, right? Really, convenient. And also I can select one camera or multiple cameras, which means that I can do the batch work for motion detection events, okay? So active control, you will also see the active control, tab on the alarm settings, which means that if you enable this and input the value as 30 seconds or maybe 45, which means that I don't care the motion detection has been triggered for how many times in the past 45 seconds. All I want to receive is only one piece of alarm information, during the past 45 seconds, okay? To lower the frequency that Hack Central Pro receives your alarm information. So I don't want to enable that, disable. Okay, so alarming schedule all day. Trigger recording, if you want to check the recordings and also you have the storage, then enable this. If not, disable. And if you want to protect the video files from being deleting when HD overwrites, then you can input the days here. So the maximum days is 180 days. And C, create a tag. So if you have already checked the course, the video files part, you may notice that I introduced a tag for you. The color thing. The green color is for manual way and the orange color is for the event way. So if you need to check the add a tag, then you can enable this create tag and how many seconds before and how many seconds after. All right. Capture picture. So capture picture, I think is really good, function for Hack Central Pro, because sometimes we know that almost all the camera does not support capture picture when motion detection happen, right? So what if you want to check the capture, even if the device does not support that? I know for some cameras, line crossing, intrusion is supposed to capture the picture, but for motion detection, or maybe for some other events, the camera does not support that. So Hack Central Pro can solve this question, solve this problem. So you can enable this capture picture, source camera, or maybe some other cameras, but I want the source camera. So you can choose capture picture when, like 5 seconds, when event happened, pre or post. So I choose 5 seconds. So Hack Central Pro will try to get 3 pictures for you. Yeah, try best to get 3 pictures for you, but normally only 2 pictures can be captured. Why is that? Normally 2, because our customers, the main storage for the video files, we're still using local storage, we're using NVR, DVR. So if you want to get 3 pictures, I'm sorry, I think I should pray. So 5 seconds. So 5 seconds before, this is event. And this is 5 seconds after, okay? So Hack Central Pro will try to get 3 pictures for you, but normally we only got pictures when event happened and also when 5 seconds later, okay? 5 seconds later. So normally we only got 2, because that if you want to get 3 pictures, first we need to have recordings. Yeah, actually all the projects, they have recordings, right? And second, we need the storage. We need the video file saved in the recording server. What is recording server? A quick review. Hybrid Sun, P-Store, and P-Store Cluster and Cloud. You add those you add those storage medium in recording server, right? And if you choose the video files saving in these places, then it's okay. If not, if you're saving these video files in the NVR, DVR set, I'm sorry, I cannot get the pictures for you because the device does not support that. All right. So, but I think even though we cannot get 3 pictures for you, but I think the good news is that the device does not support that. But I got 2 pictures for you when event happened, and also 5 seconds later, 2 captures. 2 captures is good enough, right? Okay, and link access point, which means that we can use event to do the linkage action between the video service module to the doors, and also you can do the settings for alarm input. So when there has alarm input happened, there has smoke alarm, then we can link the doors open. So link all the doors, unlock, and also maybe free access or access forbidden for the floors. Okay, so I think I can introduce this part to you later, because we will not introduce this part in the access control part, alright? And also link alarm output. So if you have the NPL solution, when the plate number is matched, then you will open the door by linking the alarm output. Then we can choose the doors. So we can choose the output here. Alright, so you can choose manually close the alarm output, or maybe the output will be closed automatically in how many seconds here. Right? And also for trigger PTZ, send email and trigger user-defined event is also available. So if you want to send email when event happened, please to be noticed that before you define the email template, please check the email settings in the system or not, okay? Alright, so add. If you click add, then that's it. Then we have a motion detection, saved as event. So it will not notify you because it is event, right? But our customer said because you have different linkage actions for event and alarm, right? I want both. What if I want email and also I want to be notified in the alarm center? If you want both linkage actions, we can click add and trigger alarm, or maybe you can just go to alarm and re-add one piece of alarm information for motion detection again. But I don't want to do it one more time, so I click add and trigger alarm, and then the page will be jumped in the page of alarm settings, okay? Alright, so I don't need to choose the camera and the areas and the event anymore because I choose add and add trigger, alright? And then alarming schedule all day and priority, high, low, medium. So by default, only 3 levels, but if you want more, then you can create more levels, like 255 levels can be added, and different levels will have different colors. And also, different levels will, take the advantage of the pop-up windows. We will also talk about that later. Alright, so for this one, I will choose high, and I don't want to lower the frequency for Hack Central to receive alarm information. And now alarm recipients. So if you have multiple users who needs to check this alarm information, please check all the users here. But for now, I only want admin users to check this alarm information. And then additional settings. So number 1, related cameras. If you want to check the video files, check that. Similar with event, right? And then display video by default. So question for you, what do you think? In this place, actually, this is for you to check the related video when alarm happened. So do you think it's live view here or video files will be played? Actually, it's up to you. If you want live view, then live view. If you want video files, choose default settings, video files. Capture picture. Actually, if you have ever tried Hack Central before, you will notice that this is new in version 1.6. Previously, capture picture is only available in event, but now in alarm we also have this capture picture, alright? So I will skip this part. And if you want to check the location on the map about this part, let's say when there has alarm information, you want to check alarm on the map. Enable this, but please make sure that you have already located the cameras on the map in logical view, okay? Do you want a pop-up window? If you need, check that. And display on smart wall, we will talk about that later in the smart wall solution. Let's go on. Restrict alarm handling time. This is for user-defined event like alarm escalation, so let's skip it. Trigger audible warning if you want to hear the alarm sound. Alright, so no matter, let's say if your customer or if your country is speaking different languages, no matter Spanish or Italian or Japanese or Koreans, so input the voice text in your language, okay? Because if your operating system supports that, then you will also hear the sound in your language. Alright, click add, then finish. So that's it. So you will see that one configured motion detection event, and also we have one in alarm because I choose add and trigger alarm instead of add, okay? Alright, so if I disable all, which means that even if motion detection has been triggered in alarm side, I will not receive this alarm information. So this enable all is really important. And this is for test, for testing alarm configuration here. And also I can disable here. And if you think the high, medium, low alarm priority is not enough, you can click alarm settings to custom. Alarm. Cool, we have alarm triggered again, okay? Because the motion detection has been triggered. So we can check it now. So pop-up window, because we checked this pop-up window. Acknowledge. Alright, so please make sure that if you want to hear the audible sound, please make sure the audio on is checked. And also if you want to check the pop-up window, also please make sure this box has been checked. And one more thing, actually if you have ever tried Hack Central before, you will notice that sometimes you will not hear the audible warning with the text. You will hear like D sound, not the alarm you input, because you didn't do settings here. So after you input the context in the settings there, for the operators, you should also check alarm center. So make sure that the voice engine has been enabled, because by default, the system are using local audio files. Alright, you can hear alarm because the voice engine here. Alright? Okay, so when you're handling with the alarm, sorry. When you're handling the alarm, we have a new feature in version 1.6. Actually, the logic of the previous version is that if you have higher priority for the alarm information, then the pop-up window will take advantage of the lower advantage. But in this version, we give this option to our customers. If you need to display the latest alarm information, then choose the latest one. If you want higher, then choose higher. Okay? And acknowledge. But I want to check the pictures. Alright, number 1, 2, 3. So why is that? Why we have 3 pictures? Because we have the recording server as a storage, okay? And if you want to check the map, and also you have already located the cameras on the map, then we can do that. So this is for pop-up window, and if you want to check this here, click the alarm information, okay? So the videos and also the map, and if you want to click acknowledge, click the alarm time, acknowledge. And also you'll see that the unacknowledged alarm information will be gone. So you cannot find after you click acknowledge, you cannot find alarm information here. So if you want to use batch acknowledge, select all and batch acknowledge. Every time up to 100 pieces of alarm information can be handled at one time. Alright, so that's about the alarm center, okay? So if you want to customize your alarm center video only, or map only, or both. So this is for audio sound and also pop-up window. And arming control. Arming control means that the operator who are using control client can disable to receive the alarm information if he or she has the permission. Oh, not this one, this one. Right, so if you have the permission, you can disable here, okay? So acknowledge, but I don't want acknowledge. Actually, if you disable this here on your control client, you will not affect other control clients, because control client, web client, if you do something on web client, it will affect all the system, because web client is kind of like servers or settings, but operations on the control client is only working for your control client, for your operator. So don't worry, if you disable here, other control clients with other users will also receive this alarm information if you check alarm recipients with them. Alright? Okay, so that's the real-time alarm information. If you want to check the history alarm, you can click this and the page will go to alarm and event search, right? Or you can go back to the go back to the control panel and click alarm or event search. Alright, so same thing. So for today, I want to check motion detection. Okay, still can use the search function. And source, I think it's this one. All right, so if you click mark priority, so I want all the records. Okay, so disable and click and check videos, pictures, 1, 2, 3, and also map. Okay, so if you, we have already acknowledged, and also you can click export. So when you export, we have 3 tabs: Excel, CSV, and PDF. So download, alarm report. Okay. So this is with PDF format. Acknowledge by admin. All right. So I think some customers, they may want to know, can I receive the alarm report by emails? Of course you can, but the admin users should do some settings first. So system and report, and click add. So alarm or event, alarm. Okay, report name, alarm. So report target, select the cameras. Okay, so up to 32 pieces of alarm information can be received. Can be selected. So daily or weekly, maybe daily. Then maybe 7, and PDF. So if you want a new template, click add new. All right. So the user subject contents, and click add, finish. So before that, so still need to pay attention to the emails, whether you have done the email settings first. Okay, so this is very important. Okay, so that's for the alarm records. How about the event records? So this is the only place that you can check the event information. Okay, so for event, okay, motion detection, source, and search. Okay, that's it. That's our event records. Click video, pictures. Okay, so that's the event records. Also 3 options for you to export to the event records. All right, that's the difference between the event and alarm. So let me tell you something about the user-defined event. So user-defined event, actually, you see that can be anything, can be letters, can be numbers, can be numbers and letters. So how does that work? If you are only the letters or the numbers, because you're not like motion detection. So if you want to make user-defined event work, after click add, you may notice that we have a user-defined event. So user-defined event, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Usually just numbers, right? But I can do some recordings. Let's say I don't choose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sorry, I would choose emergency. So if the operators, they saw some emergency happened on the street, and this kind of event is not supported by the Hack Central server. So you want this kind of event can be recorded. Then you can set some emergency or maybe fighting or something else. So when emergency has been triggered manually, of course can be triggered automatically, but I want to choose manually for you because I think it's really useful for some daily surveillance scenarios. All right, so when emergency happened, I want these cameras, let's say maybe 7, 8 to 6 is the cameras on the street. So I want to check these recordings. All right, and click add, then finish. All right, so when the operators are checking, let's say you're checking something, sorry, let me disable this alarm first, okay? Because I don't want to get affected. Okay, so let's say now I'm checking some video, I'm checking the live videos, but some emergency happened, and I can click emergency, manually trigger. Okay, so now I have one emergency user-defined event happened in the alarm center. I can check this video. Okay, and also when I search these records, I can also check it. I can also check the records for the emergency. But no more camera as a source tab, but the user-defined event. So emergency. Okay, so that's the thing that I want to introduce you. I think the manually trigger user-defined event is really useful, especially for the daily surveillance solutions. So if something that happens, in a very quick way, so you can manually trigger and do the recordings for it. And also user-defined event can also be triggered by automatically, but I think you have already noticed that the linkage actions for event and the alarm both have this trigger user-defined event. So which means that this trigger user-defined event can be triggered by other events, right? So we can use this user-defined event to do the alarm combination and also escalation. So when we're talking about arming schedule, basically we're using schedule template all day or maybe weekday or weekend or some customized templates for you. But you can also use the event-based, which means that I can choose, event start and event end. So which means that the motion detection is not, armed by the time, but by other events, which means that, okay, so if I want to receive motion detection alarm for 7826, I want other cameras can be triggered first, okay? So maybe the cameras outside the room, you trigger first, and then this 7826 will be in the arming schedule. So that's the combination we were talking about, okay? So it's optional for reference. Okay, so event and alarm. Because speaking of the alarm, and when we are checking the additional settings, we saw that alarm has a linkage action called display alarm information on the smart wall, right? So now let's talk about the video wall solution. So actually we have two solutions for the video wall. One is the graphic card solution, and the other one is the decoder solution. Okay, next. Okay, so I will introduce these two things for you. So decoder solution. Decoder solution means that we need to use a decoding devices. Graphic card solution, which means that the graphic card of the control client, the control client which, the one which installed the control client will consume the graphic card solution. So if you don't have the decoders, you want a video wall solution, maybe you can use a graphic card solution. But I think different requirements have different solutions, right? So let me introduce decoder solution for you first. So let's check the short videos first. This is live view and window division and playback, and display element information on the video wall. And also we can do the open the window with the decoder solution, and also make it roaming, and then window division. Those functions, window division, open the window, and make it roaming is not available on graphic card solution. And also with the decoder solution, we can even set the view schedule function, which means that maybe every 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I want this view can be displayed on the video wall automatically. So if you have requirements like this, then we can use the decoder to do the view schedule solution. Alright, so that's the highlights for decoder solution. And for the graphic card solution, so which means, I'm trying to show you that the face captures and also plate number will be displayed on the video wall by the graphic card solution. And also we use graphic card solution can do display alarm information, display alarm videos on the video wall. So this is a comparison actually with the decoders and also the graphic card, because the decoder solution cannot display the captures, the face captures, and also MPL plate number on the video wall. But if you're using graphic card, then it's okay. So we can do that. Okay, so let's have a look about the operations. So first, we need to go back to the web client. All right, web client physical view, because we add all the hardware, the devices here, right? So smart wall. Okay, smart wall, and okay, so I need to find one decoders. All right, we have a decoder here. We're using online SADP, and username, password. So click add and finish. So you can add 32 decoding devices and also create 32 smart walls. I will use 2 multiple 2, which means that I can manage 4 video walls. Okay, so drag and drop, drag and drop, drag and drop. Alright, so I'm using 4 out of the decoder. So that's it. That's the configuration for decoder solution. Because we have already added we have already got to the devices, so now we can go to control gland. Alright. Okay, I'm now checking those modules, so I'll click. Alright, so let's go to smart wall, and if you do not like the UI here, we can drag it out. Alright, smart wall. Enable this logical resource and 101. Alright.啊，不好意思，你们订了会是吗？马上撤。
批量导入导出的时候，导入的时候一样的。你虽然有些记录你没有做，你还是记录错误了。但是仓位成功也基本上。
找个会议室好难啊，拜拜。这两天开会的人明显多了，会议室都很难找到。
那个音频的编码对不对？722改成 AAC 的对不对？对，对，那个差距不我们试过了，可以的呀。
亲爱，我在这儿打扰你一会儿，那边太乱了，录个屏录不进去声音。我觉得这边可能稍微清静一点。Alright, so we can drag and drop. Alright, enable this one, and you can check live video here. And if you want to check the video files, click video files. Alright, so we can check video files on the video now actually because I cannot download the video wall, for you, because this is only the server side. And if you want to do the window division here, so okay, because in the playback mode it's not supported, so let's back to the live view first. And window division 9, 16. Actually, the window division numbers should be based on your decoder's performance. Alright. So this is for 16. And if you want to open the window, so open the window and make it roaming. So these functions is not available in the graphic card solution. Alright. And now we can introduce the view schedule for you. So if you have the views here, so save as view 1, view 2, and I don't have view group yet, so it's okay. So if you want to, maybe it's better to have some more cameras here. This one, no. How about this one? Okay, so save this layout as view 1, and I want this view 1 to be played. Repeated play every Monday 3 o'clock. Alright, sorry for that. Save. I didn't save it, so let's do it one more time. View 1, repeated play Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So 3 and 3:30. So one more thing about this part is that this 3 and 3:30 is not 3 to 3:30. Actually, which means that if you have other views, like view 2, you can set them as 10 past 3 o'clock or maybe 20 past 3 o'clock. So I will set 3 and 3:30, which means that the view 1 will be played automatically, displayed on the video at 3 o'clock and also at 3:30. So the time point like this, you can set them as 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so 1, 2, 12. Okay, so this is for some like schools, or maybe because I think in some countries they have the requirements like that the policemen they want all the videos from the schools should be played at 3, or when they go back to school, then all the videos will be played on the video wall. So if you have this kind of requirements, please enable schedule play. Okay, this is my view 1, and if you need view 2, save them as view 2. Schedule play, so maybe you don't need to repeat it play. I just want this view to be displayed automatically for tomorrow and 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Okay, that's it. Click save, and that's it. So alright, view 1, view 2, and also we have a view schedule here, so you can see that view 1, view 1, view 1, so 0 o'clock and 3 and 3:30. Alright, so this is the regular one, view 2. View 2 that only will be displayed at 2 o'clock in March 19th. Alright, that's some function introduction with the decoder solution. And also if you want to check the window number and the camera ID, because I think mostly the customers are using keyboard. So if you're using the keyboard, maybe it's better to have the download the camera ID here. So you will find that we have the 7, 6, 8, 11, 12, and also we have the 1094. So if you think that values here is too, it's hard to remember, then we can modify those camera ID on the web client. So on the web client here we have system, and also you have advanced camera ID. So 61, so 671, I want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's it. So let's have a look about the camera ID on the control client. So switch and window number and the camera ID here. So check the camera ID and you will see that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And also you can click download. So for the operator's reference, you can download and print, and it's better for them to check this ID and then operate with the keyboard. Alright. Okay. And also we have the auto switch stream type. So speaking of the auto switch stream type, so this is different from the monitoring side, because on the monitoring side we said that you can make decisions whether 2 or 4 windows, but on the smartphone side, if you check this, then which means that if you have non-windows, the main stream will go to substream automatically. Okay. Alright, so that's the functions on the smart wall side. And one more thing about the smart wall is that we have a alarm information, alarm settings. When we do the settings for alarm, we notice that there has a display alarm information on the smart wall. So if you want to check the alarm related videos on the video wall when there has alarm information, so check this, and please also enable related cameras. And then one more thing is that you should display on smart wall. Check this. So we also support for graphic card solution, but let's talk about decoder device solution first. So the display resource, you can choose related to cameras or public view, but I won't use cameras because 7826 is good enough. But if you want, if there has alarm happened, I want, the views relate or around these cameras will be popped up, then you can choose public view. Alright, so smart wall name, you can choose the 4 windows, 4 video walls. So let's say if you have a lot of cameras to be managed and you set a lot of rules for the alarm set, so maybe your video wall will be occupied by those alarm information, because we know that the alarm will take priority, when there has alarm information. So no matter you're checking the live video or you're checking the window divisions, the pop-up window will take the priority. So we recommend you to select more if you have more walls, because Hack Central will tell which one is free. Let's say video wall 1, 2, 3 has been occupied by other alarm videos. Then if your number 4 is free, then Hack Central will, the server will try to will display the related video on the video wall 4. Alright, so mainstream, substream. Alright, and after display for 15 seconds, back to the previous page. Okay, so that's it. And also replace by other alarm with higher priority and click add, then finish. Okay, so you see that when there has alarm information, if you have a video wall, then you will see that the related video will be popped up. Alright, so actually when you lock the window, actually the video will not be displayed there. Let's try. I can use that test actually. Alright, let's check it. So if I lock, which means that the window 1 has been occupied, so you see it will be popped up in window 2. And let's log again. So okay, number 3. So that's what I want to say. So if the window has been occupied, then you can use, choose more windows to display the alarm related video. Alright, so let me unlock. When you lock the window, and also when you're checking the video files, the related video will not be displayed on the video wall. Okay. Alright, so question for you, maybe for me actually, because a lot of customers are asking us, what if I only have one Windows? What if I only have one video wall and I want to display all the video files, related video on the smart wall? What is the logic? So I think that is a very good question. So if you have multiple alarms, you only have one video wall. I think basically we only have 1 or 2 or 3 video walls for display alarm information. So that's a very. For camera 2, we still choose the same wall. So decoding device wall 1 and only this one. Let's say we only have one video wall for displaying alarm information. All right, and click add. But before we check the information here, I need to uncheck those windows. Alright, so now camera 1 and camera 2 are sharing the same video wall to display the related video. Okay, so now let's use test. Okay. Sorry, not this one. And I will use test to demo the logic for you. So number 1, okay, so because only this walls, right? Number 2, okay, so you see that the control client will do self-adaptation for you. Sorry, will do the cycling for you. Will do window division for you. Because in the previous versions we are checking, the priority and who comes first and who will be displayed on the windows. But now, if the cameras they are sharing the same video wall to display the related video, the control client will do self-adaptation for you. So number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the window like this can be displayed for 16. All right, of 16. After 16s, I think the 15 seconds has already been ended. So this one can be display a new video for the cameras. Alright, so let's see it one more time. Alright, number 1 and then number 2. So window division, number 3, number 4, and more. Okay, so that's the logic here. Okay, so I think maybe you all still have other questions like, I only choose one camera, right? When I choose related cameras, I only have one cameras for linkage, right? Okay, so still alarm information. What if I choose specific cameras as 2 or 3. So when for motion detection 7A26, I choose specific camera, so maybe I can choose 2 or 3. So 2. So if I choose 2 here, okay. Okay, so let's try. Okay. Alright, so let's try. So now and then. Okay. So that's how we display all the information on the video wall. But actually, if you enable multiple cameras, then that will have self-cycling for these cameras. Cycling will be displayed, and then number 2's camera and number 3's alarm will be also displayed there. Alright, so one more thing on the smartwatch is that if you want to check the enable VCA rules on the video wall, so please enable this VCA rule here. Alright, so that's about the, that's how we set the decoder solution on the video wall. And also we have the graphic card solution. So before we operate anything about the graphic card solution, please go to System, and we have an image. Please enable this GPU hardware decoding. Otherwise, you are actually consuming the CPU performance. Okay, so that's the prerequisite of the graphic card solution. And then back to the monitoring set, we have a monitoring set. Alright, after we enable the graphic card, the GPU hardware decoding, actually now we can go on with the graphic card solution. Alright, so let's check the live view first. And here we see that we have a display on smart wall. Alright, so that's okay. So now we're checking the live video on the via the graphic card solution, or we can also perform the function by clicking this. Actually, for graphic card solution, we support 4 smart walls, but here you only see 1 wall. It's because that I'm using the duplicate. But if I switch my extension display screen as extend, and you will see that there has 2 smart walls. Alright, so now we have 2 smart wall, and this is smart wall 1. Okay, so the screen connected with my server is that smart wall 2. So you can choose to display on smart wall. So here, okay, smart wall 2. I think sorry that you cannot check my smart wall 2, but actually the live video has already been displayed on smart wall 2. But if you don't want to do that, click exist, and also we can find some other logical resource to display them on the smart wall 1. And you will notice that after we choose the graphic card solution mode, you cannot do window division, or you cannot do the window roaming or something else. So if you want to do the window division before you go into the graphic card mode, then do the window division and then perform to that. Alright, so compared with the decoder solution, because decoder solution cannot display the plate number or the face captures on the video wall, but graphic card solution can do that. So if you want connect with the video wall, and also you want to display face captures or plate numbers on the video wall, then you can choose the smart wall solution. Okay, right, so 4 smart walls So the better thing is that face captures and LPR plate number can be displayed in the video wall. And also compared with the uglier screens, the good thing is that the graphic card solution can also display alarm information on the video wall by the graphic card code. You see that graphic card and number 1 and save. Alright, so if I click test, you'll see that now the video will be popped up. So this is what it looks like if you choose graphic card solution to display the alarm related video there. Alright, so that's the solution for video wall. We have decoder solution and also we have the graphic card solution. So you can choose the solution, which one is better for your customer or according to their needs. So please pay attention to the difference and also the advantages of each solution. Alright, so that's all about alarm and also the video wall solution, and we'll see you guys in the next course. Thank you.